What is it like going disabled? Hi, friends, it's Adam, the crippled cannabis cowboy. What's it like, man? There's a lot of questions to it. Thanks for watching my video on what it's like to go disabled. It's nutso. It's gonna drive you nutso. If you like what you see, subscribe to my channel and spread the good word, man. There's a lot to it, and all of it is unfortunate. All of it is very challenging, and the best I can do is just talk about what is happening to me and what I think is going to happen to me, which is very unfortunate. And I don't know, maybe the things that might help a little bit. One of the first things that I noticed, other than the things that happened to me physically, is the mental aspect to it. And what I noticed is I cannot communicate with people that don't understand what's happening to me. I don't want to say they don't understand it. Maybe they don't accept it. Maybe it makes them upset. Maybe it's something they don't want to say. It's not like what people think. It's like about what you think. So screw what people say, man. They're not you. When bad things like this happen to you, it's very subjective. So it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's up to you. You got no choice. But what's happening to you, other people, they're not going to understand. It never happened to them. So very unfortunately, you have to stop communicating with people that just don't get you, whether it's family, friends, lovers, a job. It could come from so many angles. And if you go disabled and you lose your physical abilities, these things are going to happen to you, and there's nothing you can do about it. You don't have a choice. One thing I did notice is the wheelchair. You're gonna have to get used to what it's like to use a wheelchair. And there's two avenues to using a wheelchair. There's what's happening to the individual that causes them to be in a wheelchair, and then it comes down to the person that's with you, the person that's pushing you around in a wheelchair. Number one, they got to be strong. So you got to keep yourself strong. If someone you know is going disabled, and they can't move anymore, they're gonna need your help or someone else's help. So you gotta be strong to help them. If you're not using a wheelchair, it's gonna stick you out. If you're pushing someone in a wheelchair, like I said, you gotta be strong, you gotta be fit. Don't mess with inclines or declines. They could be catastrophic. And there are people that I have had push me that I had to put my feet down and say, stop, you're not paying attention to what can happen. The weird thing in this game is if something does happen, it's too late. That's actually has a lot to do with all the bad situations. If you wait too long and you wait until something happens, then it's too late. Now you're under reacting to what happened. And if someone that's pushing me messes with an incline or a decline and they lose control of me, then that's it. I'm in a wheelchair and I'm going down a hill, and that's very nightmarish to think about, because you are going to fall. You're going to bust your body up. You're going to get scraped up. All these really ugly things are going to happen to you. Guaranteed. Take a look at the terrain. I know I do because I'm in the wheelchair, but if you're pushing someone, then take a look at the terrain. Take a look if there is an incline or a decline. How much does the person weigh? What kind of wheels does the wheelchair have? Where are the brakes? There's a lot of variables that you kind of have to factor in, and it's not something you can mess with. If someone loses control, it's because something was missed. These things, they're right there. They're barking at you in a very loud language. You got to pay attention to it. If you don't pay attention to it, you are subject to, yeah, you're subject to change immediately. And then if something like that happens, then you have to pick up the pieces. So is the terrain smooth? Is it rocky? Is it dirt? Is it grass? Is it pavement? You know, how strong are you? How much do they weigh? Where are the brakes? What can you do? This is actually a good one. Have a backup plan if something does happen. As far as me, I have to pay attention to, is my center of gravity secure in the wheelchair? Am I sitting back enough to where the back brace is working? That's very important, because if you're front heavy or side heavy, you can cause the wheelchair to go over, and you definitely don't want that to happen. This is stuff that I noticed for myself, and kind of like I said, one of the first things is the attitude of the people that you're around. If they have a bad attitude, then you're in deep shit, man, unfortunately. Because when this bad attitude surfaces, maybe they start barking at you, maybe start thinking of ugly stuff because of something they said. Your body locks up, it tightens up. A thing with MS, multiple sclerosis, your body tightens up anyway. I have the worst kind, PPMS. There are many degrees. Unfortunately, I have like the worst kind. And when I experience a bad attitude, my body locks up and my legs start to lock up, my arms lock up. You literally cannot move. You're like in the coffin position with your hands like this. It's like the only thing you can do. So if something like that is happening, you definitely want a little power involved in yourself. My legs get very tight. They actually pull together like this. Your legs will cross when you don't expect it. It's kind of like they pull in together. One of my PT guys actually told me this. Mike, what's up, man? I miss you. It's kind of like a compensation. So because you can't walk, your body has to use other muscles to stand up and move. And I don't know if it's compensation or whatever, but your legs pull together. And if you're not paying attention, they are going to cross and you're going to fall. And when you're like me, you don't want to fall. It's catastrophic. So your legs are going to pull together. Then it's your feet thing. There's this flutter, like a foot flutter thing. They call it my tone, or it comes from Clonus. I'm still learning these things, so forgive me if I say something wrong. But my feet will not cooperate when I need them. So I have to use AFO braces, ankle foot orthodontic braces. I don't know, something like that. But they help my foot stay up. There's something you experience when you're like this called foot drop, foot drop. And that's when the muscles in the front of your shin stop working and your toe literally just falls to the ground. That is a big problem when you're trying to walk. You need your feet to work right. If you know about walking and you look into it, it comes down to a fraction of a second. Your body like compensates. It does what it's got to do. If you don't have that ability and you have to think about it, you're gonna forget about some shit. one side is going to be stronger than the other. I notice, I mean, it happens in your feet, but I severely notice it with my hands. I can use my right hand, but I cannot use my left hand. It does not work. Now, I grew up a lefty, so it doesn't matter. This stuff doesn't care. It's going to shut down whatever it wants to. So you have to kind of, I don't want to say think ahead, but have a backup plan. If you can't use your hand, what can you do instead? Learn how to use the bad hand. Learn about the things that you're going to need. Kind of like an electric toothbrush. You don't want to stab yourself in the eye with a toothbrush. That really stinks. It stings a little bit. You're going to want something to take a shower. So, well, you can't really, I can't shower. I have to sit in a chair. And in a bathtub, it's incredibly dangerous. If there's a fall, yeah, you're all done. You definitely don't want to fall. So I sit in this shower chair. I have something called the shower bench. It's a little wider, so bigger people. My father is a bigger person now, so we have to use these both. And what I notice is having a shower chair, it helps a lot. It's not something, it's not gonna completely eliminate the problem. You have to work with it, and that's kind of what I'm saying. My feet aren't working properly. My legs aren't working properly. My arms and hands are not working properly. So I have to make it work. I have to find ways to work. You can try to make it. That's actually good that you work the muscles, but you're going to have to find avenues that you don't like to do, and it's probably something you should get used to.